Hi guys, and welcome to another fragrance related video. Today we are talking about fragrance declutters, and the reason being why I'm decluttering is because my taste has changed. I went a little overboard on collecting fragrances last year, and I feel like I've kind of grown tired of some of them and I don't wear them. Also, I might be moving at some point, so decluttering everything that I don't need is a good idea. So that is why I'm talking about declutters today. And I have a few from my collection that I decided to declutter. I'm gonna go through them with you guys and talk about why I'm decluttering them. So yeah, stay tuned, okay? So first off, I have Vanderbilt by Vanderbilt, and this one I've actually used quite a lot, but I've grown tired of it, okay? Like, I feel like it has so many similar notes to Youp Femme that I prefer to this, and also this reminds me of Gabriella Sabatini, and I have that one too. So this is similar to them but not as good. So I'm like, why do I keep this? Because I always gravitate towards Gabriella Sabatini or Youp Femme. So I'm like, why would I need a third similar fragrance? And I don't know why I actually bought this, because I guess I didn't notice that it's so similar to other fragrances that I love at the time when I bought it. But now that I've noticed that this is so similar, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and declutter this one, probably be donating it and be done with it, because I just feel like it's stupid of me to hoard things that I don't wear, and I honestly don't wear this anymore. I usually, if I wear Vanderbilts, I use Minuit and New York, which is a different fragrance from the same company. So I'm just thinking that somebody might get a really nice scent from this, but because it's so similar to two other fragrances I own, I'm gonna declutter this one. So yeah, Vanderbilt by Vanderbilt. Okay, next up, and I almost decluttered this in my other video. This is Bourjois Kobako, and I tried it 2 times, and I noticed that I'm still way too sensitive to aldehydes to wear this, okay? So I have a problem with aldehydes. I used to like them, and now my taste has changed and I get a headache from them and I don't enjoy them. So that is the reason why I'm letting go of Kobako Bourjois. I know that it's kind of like, it was silly of me to get so many fragrances at one point, and I feel a little ashamed of that, but also like, I don't know, I was just doing some shopping therapy and this was one of the fragrances that I got at that point. So I don't feel bad if I declutter it now. So I'm going to also be donating this one. So this is Kobako by Bourjois. The reason being the aldehydes, okay? Like, I can't handle aldehydes nowadays. I get headache almost instantly if my fragrance has a lot of aldehydes, and this one does. So yeah, just not gonna do that whole thing. Next up, Tesori d'Oriente Legno di Guajaco a Pepe Nero. And this is a tobacco and black pepper fragrance. And the reason I'm also decluttering this is because I have a couple of this kind of manly tobacco type of scents that I prefer. For example, Youp Femme Wild. I like it way better than this one, and it's kind of giving me the similar vibes. I also have my tobacco dupe Rose Honey by Azalea, and that one has an even better tobacco note than this one. So I'm like, I don't use this a lot anymore because I have so many other fragrances that I enjoy more and use more. So this is almost like this has been not used after I got Youp Femme Wild because I keep using it. So I'm like, why do I have this? I should give it away. So I'm giving this one away because of that. Okay. Then next up, Gulf Orchid's Mayfair. And I have not used this because, look, it's broken and I just got tired of fixing the cap all the time, okay? I know this sounds stupid, but I'm just gonna throw this away because I've had so many problems with this fragrance. When it came to me, it came broken. It came like all leaking to the package, and like I have something very similar. Rose honey is super similar to this one. I also have some oud fragrances that kind of smell similar, and I'm just so done with this fragrance not working for me that I'm just gonna declutter it because of that, because I'm just not for it anymore. I hate it when fragrances don't work and when their caps are coming off and when they're just leaking everywhere. This leaks all the time. So I'm like, I'm decluttering it just because of that, because I'm annoyed that it does not work and the fact that I have something quite similar also. So yeah, Gulf Orchids Mayfair. I'm decluttering, and honestly I have such a bad experience with Gulf Orchid that I will never buy from them again, because my fragrance came to me leaking and the cap came off all the time and it was a whole lot of mess. My whole house smelled like this fragrance when this came to me all the time, and I just had a bad experience, so I won't be ever buying from Gulf Orchid again. Okay, so yeah, that's why I'm decluttering that one. It's been annoying from the day one, so yeah. Then my nose has changed a little bit, and I've noticed that I'm way more particular about my dark fragrances and leathery fragrances, and I'm really not that much into leathery note. And if something is super leathery, I'm not into it anymore. I used to be, but I don't know, my nose has changed and now I don't like it anymore that much. So that's why I'm decluttering Cabochard by Gres. And this one is a super dry, very leathery fragrance, and it just kind of does not go with my nose anymore. I've changed. I don't like very dark leather notes. I like suede and I like leather with other notes, but when it's just leather, basically like this one, and really dry, like that's not my thing anymore. If I crave leather, I usually use Afnan Supremacy Incense, which is a Amouage Interlude Man copy or like dupe, and that one has also opoponax and other notes that I like, so it complements it. Or I use Velvet Rose, which is a suede and rose scent. So I like leather sometimes, but very specifically when it's done with other notes that I like. But this one is just too leather heavy for me. So this one is a chypre, and I've also noticed that I don't like chypres as much, so I'm gonna be decluttering this one. Okay, so Cabochard by Gres, going. Bang! Kind of on the same line, like I don't like leather fragrances anymore. Floyesa Dayou. This is a pink flowers and leather fragrance. And like, I don't know, something about the heavy ass leather in it just rubs me the wrong way nowadays. I just don't find it very sexy of my skin. And if I do want leather, as I said, like I have Armaf's Supremacy Incense and I really like that one. So I'm like, why would I wear something else? Because I very rarely anymore get that craving for leather. And when I do, I have two other fragrances that I like way better. So I just haven't used this a lot, and I'm just gonna declutter it because this is from the time, most of these are from the time when I was kind of shopaholic, okay? Like I was really buying fragrances too much and there was kind of no stopping, and I feel ashamed of that, and I feel like it was a different part of my life that I kind of regret right now, and I just want to let go of these things and kind of move on with my life, donate these so somebody else can like have fun, and yeah, then after that, like, yeah, just let them go. So I'm gonna be donating these to a charity shop that takes good care of things and sells them, and they give money to kind of like third world countries, I think. So is that how you say it? Anyway, the money goes to charity, so that's a good thing. I'm just gonna give them these, and because Christmas is coming, I feel like it's gonna be a good donation because people can just buy them cheaply to be like a Christmas present. So yeah, so these are not going to the trash. Okay, so yeah, Dayou is going also because of the letter notes. And yeah, I just also feel like the kind of like pink flowers and leather is super weird together in that fragrance. Like it's not balanced at all, and like I feel like my nose has become so much better when I've smelled more fragrances. Like I'm better at discerning whether or not a fragrance is actually good or not, or is it blended nicely or not. And now I feel like, that's an assault on my nose. So I'm like, no, thank you. And I know I'm harsh, but I am nowadays because I have a big collection and I don't need such a big collection. I need to be really kind of like brutal because otherwise they just take up space in my house. And yeah, that's why I'm decluttering. Then next up, PS Gold, and this is the same story as all the other ones. I like this, but I don't like it as much as I like some other fragrances, and I tend to gravitate towards my other woody fragrances. So I feel like it's kind of like dumb for me to keep this when I could give it to somebody else who would use it all the time. And this is actually a really good fragrance. I just feel like my other woody fragrances kind of give me more, so that's why I'm letting go of this. This is a real nice like ebony wood type of honeyed, a little bit, and pear type of like fragrance, and I actually like it, but I just feel like it's not giving me as much oomph as some other fragrances that I own. So that's why I'm giving this away, and I feel like somebody's gonna really enjoy it. It's kind of got that Paco Rabanne 1 million type of fragrance notes a little bit. It reminds me of Paco Rabanne 1 million if it was less heavy. So I think that that's a really kind of like popular fragrance DNA, and I feel like somebody else is gonna like really love this, so I'm giving this away also. And then last but not least, we've got Loulou by Cacharel. And I'm kind of letting go of this with a heavy heart because it used to be one of my favorites, but my taste has changed, obviously, as I said. This is a really balsamic, dark, incensey fragrance, and I feel like my boyfriend really likes it, okay? Like he thinks this is a really good fragrance, but I'm honestly finding it a little bit too much for me nowadays, and it's not woody enough for my tastes. So usually when I go for something dark, I want it to have like rose or woods or something, and this does not have any woods to my knowledge, or at least like it doesn't smell like that much woody incense, you know. So I just have so many other fragrances, as I said, that I gravitate towards way more than this. And I also have noticed that this is a very polarizing scent, so every time I wore it, some people really liked it, some people really despised it. So it's kind of something that puts me in an awkward position when I wear it. So I'm just gonna like let go of this one and give it another good home. And yeah, because I have so many other fragrances that are a little similar that I like better. For example, Ciara by Revlon, like that one I like so much better. Youp Femme I like better. So I'm like, why would I keep something that's super similar but I just don't gravitate towards as much? So yeah, that's why we're letting go of Loulou by Cacharel, okay. So yeah, that's my declutters, and I'm going to go tomorrow and just give them to the charity shop. And I'm feeling a little ashamed that I ever bought so many fragrances. I'm just gonna talk about it a little bit because this is important part of like fragrance collecting, and I want to maybe educate people so they don't do the same mistakes as I did. Like at some point I feel like I was so inspired to try different notes, and I was looking for what I actually like, and I didn't know what I don't like. So I ended up kind of blind buying a lot of fragrances without researching them and without knowing what I like. And then when I ordered them, they weren't exactly what I wanted, but I was trying to like them so much. I was trying to get used to them. But now that I know my taste so much better and I know what I like a lot, it's kind of, these have become irrelevant in that way. Like I don't feel connection to these fragrances. I don't feel like they give me the kind of confidence that my other fragrances give me, and I feel like I always tend to gravitate towards something else than these. So that's why I'm decluttering them. And also I feel like at some point I really did have a problem with buying fragrances. Like I felt like I was doing this kind of shopping therapy type of thing, and especially because most of them were pretty cheap, I felt like it was okay for me to like just go ham on the whole buying thing, and I feel really bad about it because I could have used that money so much better. And like actually, if I'd known what I like, because I didn't know what I liked in the beginning of my like fragrance collecting, I could have come up with so much better fragrances, honestly. Also, my nose just has changed, okay? Like, when you're doing this for a long time, like collecting things, your nose starts to kind of like become a little more classy, I guess. Like, you start to notice kind of like, oh, that's not blended perfectly, and something that you used to enjoy, like, you don't enjoy it anymore. And you start enjoying kind of more, I guess, like, well, not high end, but kind of like quality fragrances. So I think that my like taste has changed, where I like better quality fragrances now than I used to, and I think that that needs to be okay, like, because I'm a collector, I use my own money, I buy everything myself, I don't have any sponsorships, so I just feel like the fact that I'm a little more kind of like thorough with my research on fragrances nowadays, and I know what I like better, like, it's a good thing, okay? At the end of the day, it means that I buy less, but I use more, you know? That's kind of the thing. Like, I like the ones that I buy nowadays because I know what I like. And I guess taste changing is also normal. Like, I guess when I got a little older, like, I kind of started to like more feminine fragrances. I started to gravitate towards more fresher fragrances than before. I started to like these kind of very girly fragrances, and I used to like quite masculine ones or like powerful ones, and now I'm like not so much. That I like more like very cozy stuff, or like really clean stuff, or stuff that smells just really good. I don't know, it's changed. I like florals more, I like fruitier things more, I like kind of like berry stuff, I like incensey things, I like woody stuff, and I dislike most of the leathery, dark, balsamic fragrances. Like, I'm not into those anymore as much, and I think it's completely okay. But yeah, so that's my declutter video. I hope you guys like this video. Don't be like me, make good choices in life so you don't have to declutter. And yeah, I see you guys in my next one. Bye!